This is an S15. Could we get a little better quality? Thank you. So S15s come with a few variations, and among those variations is something called Aero. So the Aero package includes the rear wing, the fog lights, and the side skirts. But my Silvia is a base model, which means that all the stuff that I just talked about, I don't have. But today, we're going to start to fix it. So this is a reproduction Aeroform bumper, and the common misconception is that this bumper came standard on Aero cars, which I can kind of understand because it also has Aero in the name, and it was an additional part that Nissan offered on the side. It didn't appear on the Aero car in the original brochure, and it only appears in the side separate optional part catalog thing. Even the Aero car in Gran Turismo didn't have the front bumper on. Right now, it's an extremely expensive piece that transforms this car from looking round and bubbly to something really sharp. I'm not going to lie, at first glance, I'm actually really impressed. This does not feel flimsy at all. It feels as sturdy as OEM material, or in fact, even sturdier. I mean, there's some minor imperfections like this, but that comes with anything like aftermarket, right? So, I mean, I can shave it off, sand it down, whatever it may be. This is incredible. I was like hesitant at first, but this feels like a proper bumper. So here there's usually like a Nissan stamping, and they have to remove that for obvious reasons. The license plate mounting brackets, you have to take off your original bumper, I guess. And these fog light areas, they give you these fog light covers for, but these are not the ones with the holes for the fog lights. I guess you have to go get the OEM ones if you want that, which are kind of hard to find. And of course, everything looks good so far, but this is only half of it, right? We have to mount it up. Okay, so for the most part, it's in. The holes on top, they actually line up pretty well. And right now, it's only being held in by that bolt underneath here that I was telling you about, and this end screw right here. Everything else right now is loose. I would say it fits pretty well. I just don't like this area right here. There's just a gap there, and this line here isn't that clean. Everything else for now seems to be okay. I'm thinking that maybe once I bolt up everything on the bottom, that'll push that part out a little bit further. I don't know what else I can do about it. You can see some angles, there's like a gap. That bothers me as an owner. Maybe other people won't notice it, but it definitely does not make me too happy if I know it's there. So at this point, I basically decided that, you know, the quality of the bumper is pretty good, and I kind of like the fitment too. It has a few downsides here and there, but then again, it's so much cheaper than an actual Aero bumper, so I'm gonna go paint it. So while that bumper is at paint, we're just going to stop by the local hardware store to pick up some black mesh for the side vents, and we also need to stop at the Nissan dealer to get some mounting hardware. Do any of these even sell? Alright, so the bumper is painted. I decided that the quality was good enough and I want to keep it. The old bumper, I don't know if you can tell, but it's actually a little bit yellow, so it never really matched the rest of the car. This, I got it paint matched, and it should be closer to my paint. Looks about the same thing. I think that looks pretty good. Looks pretty OEM.
び回る光とはしゃいでた赤や青黄色に緑色とりどりの花が並ぶ街のんびりとした芝生に二人過ごすつもりでいたのに暗闇深い眠り目覚めてがっくり見てた映画終わっちゃう
Okay, so you're gonna have to excuse the front ride height. I'm waiting for replacement parts from Olin's, but the Aero's on. Front bumper and side skirts. Side skirts I still need a paint match, and I am missing the rear spats and wing. I don't know if I'm going to run them, but honestly the Aero changes the look of the car so much. Like, it went from a boring looking car to something so ridiculously aggressive. And I'll say the paint match is pretty good. I didn't want to give him the whole thing, so I just gave him the bumper and my gas cap, and he did a pretty damn good job on it. Like, now the front lip sits so much lower, and back then the side skirt really did not flow with the front bumper. It's about equal length right now from the ground, and this part in front usually is like this matte black. I wanted him to do the same thing too. If it was like completely white, I think people would notice that it is repainted or non-genuine. And I might have said earlier in this video, but it is a non-genuine bumper anyway. Pretty good quality. He had a lot of good things to say about it. I personally love it, and I don't care that much that this specific one part is a reproduction. I don't know if any of you have seen like the S15 side skirts up close. They look pretty tame in photos, but once you get to the back, look at it. It kind of looks like a torpedo. It's something that you maybe have to see in person. I mean, you can kind of see it there with the shadows and the lines, but it's super, super aggressive. So for the most part, I think I'm comfortable with the Aero as it is right now, and I want to go into more of a performance territory or maybe driving stuff. Let me know what you guys think. I think that looks pretty decent minus the front ride height, but eventually we'll tackle the rest of it. So one of my friends was nice enough to lend me these BBS LMs, and at first I was like, I don't think it'll look good. Silver on gold is not for me, but after seeing this, I'm like, wow, you know what? Maybe the GTR looks a lot better with more wheels than I think it does. So these, I'm told, are like 9s, maybe 9.5s. They kind of sit as good as my old wheels. So I've been reading your guys' comments, and I do want to thank everybody for, subscribing. I did not expect to make such a huge wave with that video. And honestly, it seems that you guys are very, very excited for the GTR content. And initially, I had wanted to pull the engine this winter, and I did not really plan on doing much GTR related in that time. But after seeing your responses, I decided, you know what, maybe we can push it a little bit early. So it's pretty apparent that I'm planning something with the GTR. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is just yet. It just has me very, very excited because it's something that I don't think is really done on YouTube, mostly because I had to completely make it myself. It's going to be a pretty big project, or it's going to be pretty big for me, at least revealing it, because it's something that I have worked on for the past 3 years or so, and I wanted to continue it, but I haven't been able to do so. And your responses kind of sparked me to, release it now or show everybody now. And hopefully in the future, if I have a little bit more time, you know what, it can be a part of the channel too. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate your likes, comments, subscribes, whatever it is that you do to support me. I did not expect that type of response, and I will try my best to keep on providing videos of the same quality onwards. Thank you.